Hey guys, it's Feeding Frenzy 91, and even though this is Warframe gameplay, I really want to talk about the Wii U. The Wii U, I rated a video on the Xbox One and the PS4, so I want to talk about the Wii U. The Wii U I still think partly that Nintendo may have made the mistake of coming out first. Okay, we know from the past that coming out first is a curse, not a blessing. Coming out first is like the Sega Dreamcast came out first. We all know what happened with that. The Xbox 360 came out first, and they had to drop their estimates twice because of the low sales. Why is it a curse and not a blessing? Because people are waiting to compare your console to the other ones before they buy. Like when Xbox 360 came out, everybody thought Xbox 360 would be the best since it was out by itself. But when you look at the figures, when PS4 and Wii were released, well PS3 I mean, and Wii were released, the Wii just skyrocketed sales, and then the PS3 started out slow, but in the end, the PS3 still sold more than the Xbox 360, and the Wii still sold more than both of them, even though that the 360 came out first. Coming out first is not a blessing; it's a curse. Why? Because your partners are able to make better hardware, because they look and they're like, oh, you're doing this with this amount of RAM, I'm going to put this amount of RAM in it. Oh, you're doing it with this video card, I'm going to put this graphics card in it. And you know, all of a sudden they're able to come out with better stuff than you are. And it's like they just come out with consoles, then you're all of a sudden the inferior console. Though of course with the Wii it wasn't with that case, but the Wii still sold more. But let's just talk about the Wii U in general. Alright, I like how Nintendo, the gamepad is a curious controller, but I've played with it and I'm like, it's not bad. I was playing with it and I'm like, wait, this actually feels good for certain games. Like I was playing Tekken Tag Tournament and that's pretty good on it. The graphics wise, it does look slightly better than the other consoles. Has more frame per second, you know, it looks slightly better. So once again, when the other consoles come out, the big question everybody's asking, will the Wii U just float away to dust? Will Nintendo become just a software? No, it won't. Nintendo has cash reserves out their buttocks, okay? They literally, last year was the first year they did unprofitable, and that's since 1981. So for like 32 years, basically, they've been profitable. So they have cash reserves out the anus, okay? This Wii U could be a failed console, they'll still bring out another one, and I think about 2 or 3 failed consoles would cause them to go to software only. It's not like Sega. When Sega made the Dreamcast was a ditch effort for them to become profitable. Sega was already failing ever since Genesis. After Genesis, Sega started to fail. So, yeah. So it's not going to go down like Sega. I don't think so. And I don't think it's going to be. I really think that the Wii U, it looks good, and the controller aspect is great. I own a Wii. And the only reason I got an Xbox 360 actually wasn't because I wasn't enjoying my Wii, because I was, and I still am. It's because the Xbox 360 has third-party games. And if Wii U is able to have third-party games like it's already having, I mean, it has Injustice, so that's Warner Brother Games are making third parties for it. Ubisoft, now we all know Ubisoft is a big third-party guy for it. Here, Valve may be making exclusives for it. So the only real people that seem to be boycotting it are EA and a couple other companies, but I can't remember. Avalanche, I believe, was one. And so, as long as Wii U is able to maintain third-party games, that may be my only system. If I get all my third parties that I want, because I know that EA boycotting them really affected a lot of people, and I know that was the rumor because of Origin. They were saying that EA wanted Origin on the Wii U. Wii U said no, we're not becoming an Origin-only system, and EA kind of said, all right, screw you then. So, you know, with the whole third-party aspect, I don't think that Wii U will be left out from most other third-party games. I think that most other third-party games will still come to Wii U once the system starts selling. Now, we know Nintendo is big on first-party, and once they get the Zeldas, the Marios, the Mario Karts, everything. I mean, Mario Kart Wii sold 34.1 million. Do you know how much that is for a first-party game? I mean, most first-party games, like Call of Duty, sells about 30 million copies on average for everything type of thing, but that's a third party, so the console's not getting it, all the profit. That was a first party game. Nintendo is getting basically all that profit. I mean, come on. When it comes to first party, Nintendo dominates. We all know that, okay? And when it comes to the amount of exclusives they have, they can't be beat. So I think when they bring out the exclusives, they will really start to sell consoles, but I'm actually hoping that third parties will still come to Nintendo, because I would prefer for the Wii U to be my only system. Why? Because Xbox One, PS3, I mean PS4. Yeah, they do have better graphics, right? But the graphic jump isn't that big of a jump, at least what we've seen so far. The graphic jump is not enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to buy this just because you have the graphic jump. Now, maybe when they come out and they show much better online or arcade, I may buy them also. But I think I'll just buy a Wii U this summer, and I'll just be happy with that for a while. Because I had my Wii as my only system for about 3 years before I bought my 360, and I was pretty cool with it. So I bought my I have this kind of rule. See, the Wii U's been out for almost a year, so I'm gonna probably buy it this year. I like to wait a year with any console, including my Xbox, which I waited 3 years for actually. But I like to wait a year with any console. Why? Because if you notice, when the Wii U first came out, they had so many problems, and when any console comes out, they always have all these unforeseen problems, like lag issues is the big one. The games aren't playing properly, like all glitches and stuff, and then they have to have a set number of patches to make them right. So I like to wait until after those patches are out, and then I buy the system. Plus, if I'm lucky, I get a price drop and maybe a few added-on features. But that doesn't always happen after a year. With PS3 it did, but I didn't get a PS3 anyway. So anyway, so just the Wii U, graphics-wise, is good. Gamepad looks great. Actually, I love the games on the gamepad. When you play them on the gamepad, they actually look good. So I'm not mad about that either. I love the fact that maybe I can play it, and then like if someone's watching a movie, I can still continue my game. I don't have to go, okay, let me just hurry to save this. No, I can continue my game on the gamepad. I also love the TV features. But what I love is that the Wii U did not focus on the TV like Xbox Conference did. Wii U focused on, we're going to bring these games. Right now it doesn't have many games, but they still focused on the games at their Nintendo Directs. So I'm glad that they did that rather than go like, this is the main focus. Like TV and them, they're good to have, but I'm buying the system to play games. The Pro Controller is a nice controller. The joysticks on top are a little funny to figure out, but it's still alright. It's nothing wrong with it. Actually, I prefer the gamepad, which is very strange. The gamepad itself is better than the Pro Controller for most games, not all. Racing games, I feel like the Pro Controller will be the best. So that's about it, I guess. Games, when games come out for it, I mean, Splinter Cell is coming out for it, and that was the only real game I really wanted this year. Splinter Cell, right now. And GTA 5, obviously, but I kind of hope GTA 5 will come out for it, but I hear that GTA 5 is kind of like, if they do come out for next-gen systems, they're going to come out for them much later. Like, I heard someone say, like, it's a 60 gigabyte world in GTA 5, so to bring that over to port that over to the consoles would be a lot of money and a lot of time. So I don't think they're going to come on next-gen consoles unless they were already working on the Wii U version when they were working on the original versions. Well, I'm just hoping that we kind of get like how Grand Theft Auto 4 was announced for 360 at E3. I'm kind of hoping that at E3 they'll announce it's coming out for Wii U. I'm kind of hoping that. But other than that, there's no real games to look forward to this year that's coming out this year. Call of Duty Ghost, after that Xbox One thing, it's just maybe. You know, it's just like, are you giving me the same game again and calling it under a different name? But other than that, all good. Wii U seems like an okay system for right now. Sure, it's kind of underpowered, but the thing is, to me, that the graphics jump isn't that big for the other systems, at least what we've seen so far. The way the games play, they play pretty fluently now after the updates. I played my cousin's own, I don't own one yet, but after the updates, they play pretty fluently. I love, even though they have small storage space, I love how they allow you to use any external hard drive to store your games on too. So I mean, because like when Xbox first came out, you can only use like about 20 gigs, was it, of anything, 20 gigs, and that was because they didn't want you to like just buy the smaller hard drive ones and just use external hard drives. I like how Nintendo's like, no, we're gonna let our fans use our external hard drives. You can even attach 2 external hard drives to the Wii U and have them transfer data, which is good. Also, I like how it's backwards compatible. That's one of the biggest pluses for the Wii U right now. If you had a Wii, you can play all your games on the Wii. I mean, the other day, me and my friends, we were playing on my cousin's Wii U. We're playing Smash Brothers. Still one of the greatest games ever. Smash Brothers Ball. We're still one of the greatest games ever, and we're like, okay, we're gonna play this. And I love that we can do that on the new system. I mean, the other systems have already basically announced they're not gonna be backwards compatible, so that's a plus for Nintendo right there. Anyway, so like I said, Wii U, underpowered, but still looks like for the games that they're trying to come out, it looks like it's fine. Other than that, have a nice day. God bless. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching my video.